this was, I don't want to say a surprise because it had sort of been building to this moment, but the fact of how this was released at 1:45 Eastern time earlier today by President Biden with a letter on social media leading to this point, Kelly.
Yeah, Blake, and we're getting some more clarity on the timing of all of this. Basically, that President Biden came to this decision last night. People familiar are telling NewsNation longtime aides were by him in Delaware. We know he's at his residence in Rehoboth. As you mentioned, he's not here at the White House. And then he let some senior staff know a short time before he put that statement out on X. And then we know that Jeffrey Zients, chief of staff, let some of the staff know here at the White House. And then separately, Jen O'Malley Dillon, the campaign chair of the Biden-Harris campaign, now Harris campaign, let some of the campaign staff know there. We also had a statement come in from a communications director for the First Lady within the last few minutes saying, quote, down to the last hours of the decision only he could make. She was supportive of whatever road he chose. She's his biggest believer, champion, and always on his side in that trusted way only a spouse of almost 50 years can be. We also were learning just within the last hour, Blake, that President Biden has spoken to a number of members of Congress, governors, and supporters. And the White House says he will continue to engage with key stakeholders tonight and tomorrow. This as Harris is also making calls of her own as she's busy here just Washington, D.C., making some phone calls. Blake. And
Kelly, an important behind the scenes moment happened today. The FEC, the Federal Elections Commission, there was a filing that updated so when you donated money to Joe Biden, you donated to the Biden-Harris campaign. But now that has changed with the timing of this announcement and the news of all this. Quote, this letter is to inform you that Vice President Harris is no longer a candidate in the 2024 election for vice president. She is now a candidate for United States president in the 2024 election and will henceforth be conducting campaign activities only in pursuit of that office. Why that is important, Kelly, and if you can take it from here, is the money, right? The $90+ million that the Biden-Harris campaign had in its war chest up until this point, and they'll report more going forward. But that transfers only to one person, and that's Kamala Harris. Right. And that is, I believe, in part why you see, not the reason, but a reason why you see some Democrats rallying around Kamala Harris.
Yeah, and you're seeing Democrats really rallying around her pretty quickly, at least from the statements we're getting. But there are a few that haven't endorsed her just yet. We're seeing Jeffries, Obama, Pelosi, some top Democrats not going as far to endorse her just yet. And where things got pretty interesting just moments ago, if we want to get into it, former Democratic senator of West Virginia, he became an independent. Now we're getting reporting, a source telling me that he is also considering potentially throwing his hat in the ring, re-registering as a Democrat and getting into the ring. That could make things interesting. That's moving pretty quickly. A source I was just speaking with on the phone actually in the works on this right now. So the ball's moving, the wheels are moving in motion for that.
So like the way things work here in Washington for our audience at home watching us here on NewsNation, there's what you call trial balloons, which is when you throw something out there and you do it to say, what's the reception? How did that go over for the intended target audience? How did that go over for the not intended target audience? And I wonder if you think, because look, as we talk about this, this is going to be decided, we believe, at the convention. So there might be folks who throw their hat into the ring and want to see a battle on the convention floor. And I wonder if you think that Joe Manchin is just a trial balloon or if that's just the start of more that we're going to see.
Well, there's a few reasons why it could be more than just a trial balloon. First is the money. So we're already hearing that some Democratic donors and officials are reaching out to Manchin personally to consider standing for the presidential nomination. So money is first. Then he is willing to do this. The talk's already happening behind the scenes. And he's also someone that kind of bucked a lot of Biden's policies, or at least put up a challenge to them. We always know that we were chasing him around Capitol Hill as he kind of was opposed to some of the things coming through. He's seen as someone maybe could be more moderate or sometimes even go on the other side of the road. So maybe people see him as someone, some sort of candidate that could appeal to both sides of the party.
Our Kelly Meyer live for us at the White House. Kelly, thank you.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.